Hello everyone, Sylvan Bell coming to you live from Kauai. It is April 22nd, 2015, 8:35 in the morning. We're talking about what you can learn from copywriters. Now, copywriters are salespeople and they're salesmen in print. So there's definitely messages and ideas and thoughts and capabilities you can take from. So the next thing I'm gonna introduce you to is long copy versus short copy. So short copy would be something that's like maybe a page long or 2 pages. That would be considered short copy. Now, long copy would be considered something that's like 15, 20 pages, things that go along and give information. Now, there is an argument between both camps where some people will say short copy is better and some people will say long copy is better, but you know what? The way that you find out is by doing your research and figuring out what type of information the buyer needs. Now, there is like a price line level. If I have something that's like 50 bucks, 60 bucks, I may not need 20 pages of copy. If I'm doing something that's like $100, 250 bucks or $200, I may need a lot more copy, but you're not gonna know unless you do your research. And you're sitting there like, Scott, really? Do I need 20 pages of copy for something that's like 200 bucks? And I'm gonna say, yes, you do. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fast forward this and we're gonna combine it with the sales process. There aren't very many buyers who are gonna look at a product, a good or a service, and make a quick decision on it and go, you know what, I want that thing. Like, the level of buyers where like, here's a person who doesn't make a decision and here's a person who walks in and makes a decision. These people over here are the outliers, okay? So there's not a lot of people who just walk in and go, I want that one, I want it with all the bells and whistles, give it to me now. Like in the world of investing, they call those people whales because that person has a ton of money or they know what they want and they know what they're getting at. So for you and your sales process, you have to understand, there are some people who need a short message and they're good with it. And there's also the people out there who need the long copy. And typically the more expensive a product is, and the more this person's being introduced to the product, they've never bought something similar, they're gonna need more hand-holding, so they're gonna need the long copy. Conversely, if you have somebody who's bought a similar type of product before previously, and they're used to buying this product and they're used to doing this type of investment, then chances are good they need short copy. But the only way that you're gonna know is by going through and asking questions and figuring out which process works for them. The mistake is to automatically assume that everybody needs short copy or a short presentation where everybody needs a long presentation. I gotta share something with you. If I know something about whatever the product or the service is, I'm not gonna sit through a long presentation. I want the short one. I'm not gonna be a jerk to the salesperson. I'm just gonna say, hey, look, just give me the top 3 benefits, give me the flaw in the product, tell me how much it is, okay? Whereas there's not a lot of people like that. There's also the person who, like, I want to know the guy, the name of the guy who put all the screws in on the left side, the guy who painted it. I want to know the shoe size of the guy who's gonna ship it to me. And there's just a lot of weird things that go along with some people in the way that they buy. But the only way that you're gonna know is by testing this process out, okay? So figure out what you're gonna do. Are you gonna do a short presentation, which is short copy, or are you gonna do a long presentation, which is long copy, and understand which buyer needs both of them? So, you know, a lot of times in sales training, people say, well, here's your presentation and here's what you gotta do. And over time, you develop the skill of going, I'm gonna use a short presentation with this guy, unless I see a sign or a signal that I need to go longer, then I'm gonna go short. Or if I see the signs and signals that this guy needs a long presentation, I'm gonna go with that. So do what you can, take what you can and learn from other industries. But copywriting is one of the coolest ways because it's salesmanship in print. Now, if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that'd be fantastic. To the right or to the left, there is a subscribe button. Subscribe, and then send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live from Kauai. Only Scott Bell, Seminole. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.